Hi there, Francesco here, checking in from Rome. Today, in this live video, I want to try to explain how I put an end to procrastination. So for the past week, I've been procrastinating a lot. And I want to say, there is nothing wrong with procrastination. Actually, I watched a wake-up call from Marine Webster giving a different meaning to procrastination, and I loved it. And she was saying how being procrastinator, you are actually taking a step back, analyzing, looking from outside, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But once you do procrastination on purpose, it's okay. For a while, it's okay. But for me, when it starts getting on my way too much, I need to do something about it. So this is nothing wrong with procrastinate from time to time, but I started having a problem with procrastination, and this past week where I've been procrastinating, I've been analyzing a lot what was going on inside of me, because it's all about feelings, that's for sure. So what I've noticed is being before I used to be a smoker, I used to be a drinker, I've been quitting so many bad habits in my life that I start noticing certain patterns. So for any of you who smoke or drink or even drink coffee, there are certain times when we are called to do those actions. So for me, it was like, it's time for me to have a cigarette. It's like a trigger. So these triggers, for me, are just things, are this. So an emotion comes up that I do not want to feel. I do not like to feel this emotion. And what I do, I tap into a distraction that distracts me from this emotion I do not want to feel. So that used to be for me cigarettes or alcohol or coffee or even having a big meal or so many things. For me now, for example, has been sleeping or looking at my phone for some notifications or watching a movie. So it still is distractions triggered by an emotion that I do not want to feel. So what I've started doing is, as soon as I have these triggers, like for example, I want to go check out my Facebook if some notification have come out. So when I have this trigger, I stop, I sit down, because the trick is not to do anything, because if I lie down, I'm actually resting. So what I want to do is sit down, don't go and watch my phone, not go and watch my computer, don't eat anything, just simply stay there and acknowledging my feelings. So that feeling that is coming out is that feeling I want to escape from when that thing gets triggered. So what happens with procrastination, what was happening to me in the past week, is that I got this feeling coming all the time, and it triggers certain actions, which were watching a movie, looking at my Facebook, go eat something. So all these things that distracted me from this feeling. So what I've done, I acknowledged this feeling. Like for instance, it can be any feeling. It doesn't have to be a big trauma. It's just the fact that I'm used to escape from my feelings, even the slightest, the smallest uncomfortability, I want to escape from it. So I acknowledge this feeling. Like for example, I stopped the other day, I acknowledge how I feel, what I feel. I feel bored. Wow. I didn't even notice that, because as soon as something comes up, I was going to distract myself. So as soon as I acknowledge that I feel bored, all of a sudden what I want to do, I don't want to escape this feeling, I want to shift this feeling, which is very different. So once I acknowledge that I am bored, I can come up with some ideas not to feel bored. So for example, the other day, I am bored, and then it comes up I could go out and take a look around. And that actually shifted my feeling. And I didn't feel the need to escape, to go in bed and sleep, or to watch a movie, or to do all these sort of things that are not good for me. So this is how I've dealt with my procrastination. from that point onwards, every time I feel like doing something that is not serving me, that is actually distracting me from my feelings, anytime I feel that feeling, I just acknowledge it, and I try to shift it rather than to distract from it. I hope this is making any sense for any of you, but for me it made a lot of sense, and from now on, every time I feel like distracting myself, I acknowledge my feeling and I shift my feeling, and then my energy flows and I move on, and then I actually feel like doing the things that I need to do or that I want to do, instead of just escaping to this and going to this vicious circle. So that is it. That is the way I dealt with procrastination. Every time a feeling comes and I feel the need to escape from it, stop, sit down, acknowledge it, and if I don't like that feeling, shift it. Because my subconscious is giving me messages through my feelings, through my body. And I have to acknowledge that message in order to move on. If I don't acknowledge the message, my body, my subconscious is keep sending me the same message over and over until I acknowledge it. That is how my subconscious works. It's trying to communicate with me all the time. And I need to acknowledge that in order to move on. So shift my feelings, and then I will be flowing, be in a state of flow, and I will gain control over my life again. So this is what I had to share for today. I hope it made any sense at all for any of you. And if it did, please let me know. If it didn't, please let me know. Anyhow, just let me know what you think. Okay? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.